He's just the same.
But you did get the one that Briggs does work on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now that's a dangerous. That's a pretty thing.
Hang on the trailer.
It looks like back there.
Did your trailer pull that side side?
Huh.
Yeah. It just makes me cold.
You will try to bust every month.
Yeah. Boxed out. Three shipping containers.
June. Here she is now.
Yeah. I plead the fifth on anything you say.
Let's get the show on the road.
Will be in order. Everybody will stand. Mr. Mullins, you will come and pray for us, open us in order of prayer.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we come before you. We thank you, Lord, that we have a country that we come together, say the pledge of allegiance, come together and civilly discuss the business, Lord, of this town. We just thank you for this town. Thank you for all the blessings. You've just given us so much, Lord, especially your free gift of salvation. Lord, we just ask you to go before us tonight. I ask you, Lord, that all those that are involved in decisions, that they'll seek your face in all things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Let's face the flag, to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Can we please have a roll call of council?
Cawthorn.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Kennedy. Here. Mullins.
Here.
Howard.
Here. Thank you. We'll move on to the consent calendar.
Before we do that, I need to provide this information. And this will become more evident as we go through it. So Mr. Greg Whitaker was here last week. And we have had several conversations with the Commissioner of Revenue about that situation. Mr. Whitaker brought up some things that created a lot of questions. So I have reached out to VML and asked for advice on how we should proceed. So if you will look at the documents in front of you, the first one.
Can we just put this on the agenda?
No.
This is as we done at the
No.
start.
VML has advised that we should not be having a meeting, and I want everybody to understand why before we get that far. So if you look at the first page, this is Greg Whitaker's deed. And in the first paragraph where it says parcel 1, it notes that the property is located in the Robertson Magisterial District. So the test for being in corporate limits versus not being in corporate limits per the Commissioner of Revenue is that statement. If you flip over a few pages, the next deed you're going to find is the one conveying property to Curtis Mullins and Fannie Mullins. That property also says in the Robertson Magisterial District. That's in the lines, 2 lines up from where it says track 1. The last deed is your deed, Mr. Cawthorn. So the language in that deed at this point says in or near the town of Pound. And then in the very first paragraph, it says beginning a boundary, it says situated near the town of Pound. So when I spoke with the Commissioner of Revenue, he said it certainly muddies the waters. Had Mr. Whitaker not shown up, I wouldn't have looked at the deeds at all. So when I discussed it with DML, their advice was that we not have a meeting or have any notes at this time and try to clarify. And I certainly I don't want you to be excluded from something that you should be a part of. So at this
Okay,
point,
well, I am comfortable with having a meeting, and then just whatever happens, happens. I've been paying my taxes ever since I moved here, and so let's just go ahead and have the meeting.
I do understand,
And if it's null and void, then we can deem it that after.
on the advice of DML.
Right, so the last 15 years would have to be null and void.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work out.
Yeah, okay, well, we go ahead and have the meeting. We'll be fine.
I would say per the advice of DML, that we should not have the meeting.
I mean, if I'm being consulted about this, I think that whether or not to move forward with the meeting would be a vote of council. If council wants to move forward with the meeting, I mean, I think that, because through the consent calendar, you have to approve the agenda.
Right. We're not even, we've entered the meeting, and this is something that's not on the agenda.
But you can vote to approve the agenda, or you can vote to have an empty agenda and adjourn, right?
Good, yeah.
I mean, it's up to council.
Then I would make a motion to have an empty agenda and adjourn.
Okay, well, we have a motion on the table.
As long as you all vote
Is
on it.
there a second to that motion?
Good to go.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, this is just an interesting tactic to keep us from voting on whether or not we want the county of Wise to give us a prospect of a disincorporation agreement. And it's just like October surprise. She never went to the attorney, which means she's not really serious about this. I've been paying taxes since I moved here, 2011, 2010. I mean, the town would have to refund my taxes if they said I wasn't in the town. I mean, this is just a bogus attempt to delay this meeting, which could have a major impact on the taxpayers of town. And so I am going to just refuse to accept the vice mayor's premise to try to thwart this meeting. And I say, let's have this meeting, because in the last 15 years would have to be null and void if I wasn't a part of this town. And if I'm not a part of this town, then I want my tax money back. So anyway, I say let's go ahead with the meeting, just like we have in the last 15 years.
Well, again, I would never have gone looking at the deeds had it not been for the fact that Greg Whitaker showed up. What he said was that he was always told that he was not in corporate limits. And he said at some point, Belva Bowling had tried to add him to the town limits, but they didn't want Curtis Mullins.
So what do you want to do? Wait 5 months,
And I'm
and
sorry,
then in
I'm
5
not-
months we
I'm not
reach
finished
the...
speaking.
She's
I'm
in charge of
in
the
charge.
meeting, he's the mayor.
We wait 5
Yes,
months,
you are. I'm not
and
finished
then
speaking.
we, don't do any business for 5 months?
I'm not saying wait.
No, they gonna do
This is
Right.
ridiculous. This is
They're gonna do business in that town hall, it just won't be with council's
That's
approval.
right, and with the people knowing.
Yeah. So let's just.
Okay, let's,
again,
and is there any more discussion?
Yes, there is, because I didn't finish my statement.
Go ahead.
So when Mr. Mullins said that, or Mr. Whitaker said that, I did reach out to Doug Mullins, and he's looked at it, and he said it's certainly a situation where the water is muddy, can't be determined from this. At what point did the deed change from being outside to in or near, which is, again, muddy water. And then I reached out to Carolyn Whitaker Stroud and asked her, did your parents ever pay taxes in the town of Pound? And she said no.
And they live above me up on the hill. And if you see where that line is, it's between my property and their property.
You actually live in the Curtis and Fannie Mullins house.
I don't know who lived there before me. I know the Tompkins did, and they were in the town. And then there was a young couple that lived there before me, and they were in the town.
That's the Curtis and Fannie Mullins house.
I think it's at the top of the hill, his house. The one at the very top of the hill. It's not my house. Mine's the one before you get to that.
I'm aware.
So this is just a political tactic to delay the January meeting so we can't get disincorporation at all on the ballot in November. And I refuse to be played like this, and if it was a serious thing, she would have told our attorney, so he could have consulted the whole of council.
If I could clarify, Lieber and I did speak briefly about this earlier, and I wanted it raised in council if it was gonna be raised at all, so you all could discuss it, because I represent the entity, right? Not one particular member or any particular faction. I think that, just to speak to, I think Lieber's went through the correct channels. I don't think she's bypassed me or anything in that regard. I just think that this is something, as my legal opinion to the town, this is something that needs to be looked into, but as far as the question of whether or not to have a meeting, that is up to the members of this body. It requires a majority vote to decide to not have a meeting, in other words, or decide to have a meeting, whatever you want on the agenda, it's up to you all, but you do it by majority vote.
Okay. Anything to add? Anything to add? Okay, well, is there any
So
more
what is
discussion?
what is the motion? Can you read the motion back to
I'm
us?
lost, you read it.
Okay, the motion is that we have nothing on our agenda for this month, and that the January meeting in effect be canceled. Would that be
And that is,
your
And if
good summary?
if I could, before we end discussion, are there any particulars you can tell me about what VML advised and why?
What they said was that it was best if we did not have a meeting or any votes because of the muddy waters.
So their advice was basically it's best to not have a meeting because if it does in fact turn out that Mr. Cawthorn does not reside in the town of Pound, he was not lawfully elected.
Right.
Well, we can have the meeting, and then you can get your friend Tim McAfee to sue me. That's fine. Like you did Stacy. So, anyway,
Yeah, you'll
I said
have to
have a meeting.
contact my lawyer if you want to discuss that lawsuit.
So I will, I'm willing to have the meeting. I'm willing to have the risk.
well, is there any more discussion? Can we have a roll call vote of Councilmember Kennedy's motion?
Hawthorne,
No,
Hall,
I guess I'll have to go no this time too.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Mullins,
Yes.
Powers.
Really?
Yes, really.
Just from what I've heard, I'm gonna have to go no.
And we will proceed.
And to clarify for the clerk in the record, that vote was whether or not to approve the agenda.
encourage it, which is zero items.
To approve any agenda. Yeah, that motion was to,
To change the agenda to have nothing on it
right.
and to adjourn the meeting. That was what that motion was. So would there,
Just want to make sure it made it
would
in
someone
the
like
record.
to approve the consent calendar that we have? And the attorney did come to me, and can you explain what you'd like to have added?
Yeah, we need to, if we're gonna have meetings in 2026, need to set those meeting times for the years. We did in 2025. We just need a resolution setting the meeting place and time.
Can we do that under other business?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
As long as it's done today. Yeah,
Okay.
just me.
Okay, well, we have that. Do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Okay, do we have a second?
Yeah.
Okay, and we have a second. Is there any discussion? Can we have a roll call vote?
Hawthorne,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Kennedy,
No.
Mullins,
No.
Powers.
Yes.
And the consent calendar is approved. At this point, we go to audience comments. Anyone from the audience would like to get up, address the council and the mayor? Now is their time. And if there is none, we will move on to reports. Would the police department like to give a report?
I don't have anything to do with the mayor, I appreciate it.
Okay. Fire department?
There's stuff leaving on documents, so if you ever buy it,
I'll bring it up during other business.
Fire department? Town manager, please.
So, we've already got our W-2s out, and all of our quarterly reports have been completed. We also have a meeting with the Department of Energy tomorrow about the AMWR grant. And we've been working with the county about, some debt set off and how to best use our DMV stops in order to recoup tax money that has not been paid. items are already on the agenda. So other than that, it's been business as usual.
Okay.
So the Valero north of town, did they shut down?
They were changing hands, but we haven't gotten any new business license or notification of closing of business yet.
I noticed that one, and one at the top of the mountain is closed. And then also New People's Bank, what's going on there?
The old New People's Building?
Yes.
That is owned by Kearney Rental Properties, and he basically does his office work out of there. I think they do like maybe small dumpster rentals and maybe trailer rentals and different things like that.
Okay. I noticed a car there at night and, you know, different people coming in and out.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I had noticed a car there at night as well. I'm not sure why they leave a vehicle there overnight, but, you know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Is there EDA? Does EDA have a report?
We're gradually getting a little bit of more furniture and stuff, but we're just break it even on paying the bills, and sometimes we don't even have enough to pay the bills, so, you know, we're waiting to see what's gonna happen.
Okay.
There's no volunteers to do anything, there's no volunteers to do money, there's no volunteers to help us do anything, so, you know, we're here,
We still
day to
need
day.
2 more members to the EDA.
Excuse me?
We still need 2 more members for the EDA.
I don't know anybody, we've approached people and they don't wanna do it, so.
But we still need 2 members to make it full. Correct?
We don't need
How
to.
many do you have that are actively
We've got
participating,
5, let's see,
please?
5.
I would-
You would need 2.
Because you need 2.
We actually need 2 more.
So there were appointments for that, and they just went vacant and then they stopped coming?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, does the planning commission have a report?
We did not meet in December for the holidays.
Okay.
And also, there's 2 vacancies on that committee as well.
Okay, well, we move on to old business. Is there an audit update?
We talked to David Cox, and he assures us that, we will be able to pick up the thumb drive with the pre-audit completed on Friday.
And what is the schedule for the rest of the audit?
We had to get on they could not get us on their schedule until David completed, so we let them know that he's gonna be complete this week, and they're gonna be getting us on their schedule.
Okay. We'll look at it again next month.
Okay, is there a grant update?
The DEQ grants have been reported out on, waiting for reimbursement there. VDM, we are still waiting on FEMA. MAV grant, we have a contractor and they're working to get started with construction, and with the AMLR grant, can't go anywhere with that until we get the audit. We do have a meeting with Department of Energy scheduled for tomorrow.
Pocket Park slide update?
Part of the grants.
Yep. Okay. Is there,
Everything's still on schedule for the monument?
As of right now.
Have you gotten your Cecil yet, or
Or what?
Cecil, someone come speak, Cecil, from the UMWA,
Cecil Robert?
Cecil Roberts?
Yeah, once we nail the date down, then we will reach out to him.
Okay.
okay, boundary adjustment, is there any discussion on that?
I think that can be taken off the agenda probably
Yeah.
for next month.
So, no discussion? We will take that off. Okay, speed limit, is there an update on that?
I've been, working with VDOT to get to the proper channels. They had me kind of rearrange, my letter a little bit, requesting the speed limit change, and I'm trying to avoid, because, one department's telling me that we will have to get our own, contractor to do the traffic study. And then another department saying that we might not have to do that, so I'm trying to figure out the cheap, if VDOT will do it, I would love to have VDOT do it. That way it's cheaper for us.
Committee or commission vacancies, we did talk briefly about that. Is there any more discussion on that?
We'll just keep getting updated as time goes on.
Any more discussion? Okay, item number 13, events committee. Is there any discussion on that?
Has not met.
We'll just wait till next month, I guess.
Okay, we move on to new business, new assessments. Any discussion on that? Whose item is that? Is that?
I don't have the email in front of me, and I don't remember who sent that in.
New assessments, let's see.
I can check it in my phone.
It could have been mine,
I think it might have been.
okay.
That's what I was
Just,
thinking.
just a note that, county assessments have gone up between 30 and 40%, I think on most people in the town. And I don't know that there's anything we can do about it, but I think it's pretty disgusting. You know, what they're doing to us at the county level. So,
Well, item number 15 is disincorporation. Is there any discussion on that?
I would like to make a motion to instruct our town attorney to consult with the Wise County attorney about the terms that Wise County would have for us as a town of Pound to disincorporate.
Repeat that again, please. Will you repeat that, please?
Okay. Hopefully I can repeat it the same way I don't have it written down.
That,
I would like to instruct our town attorney to speak with or consult with the Wise County attorney about the terms by which the county of Wise would accept us back into the county and allow for the town of Pound to disincorporate.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
No, I want to make a substitution motion. I make a motion that we do not do anything right now. We can table it or whatever, but there's a lot of discussion to go on about this.
So does it have to be a first and second before we have a substitute motion?
Yeah, I think you can get a second on yours, and then she can get a second on hers, and then the substitutes for the first.
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
Okay, do we have a second to the original motion? Okay,
We have a substitute motion.
so then Mr. Hall seconds it, and then we have a substitute motion,
I'll second it.
and we have a second to that. Okay, any discussion on the substitute motion?
Would you care to read your
Yes,
substitute
I
motion?
would, because
Okay.
this has really gotten to me.
Can you state the motion, then we can discuss it?
I'm saying, have a substitute motion to drop this disincorporation altogether, or table it to some
Until
other time, to years down the
next
road.
month, 20 years?
Yeah, that would be my
Well, the
guess.
furthest you could table it would be until next January.
So
That'd be
it sounds like your motion is to
I can
pull
do
it
it till
from the agenda.
next January. I don't think it needs to go on the, to be voted on. Let me ask you a question, all of you all. Who do you think's gonna come in and help this town? The county?
No,
Do you think they're gonna come in and work for grants?
no.
Work like we have worked? I mean, disincorporate means there's nothing here. Don't sit there and do that.
Do what?
Just
Well, I mean, I had to
make
clear my
fun
throat.
is what you're doing.
I'm not clearing my throat.
Yes, no, you're not.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I'm sorry, I was born and raised here. Were you born and raised here?
Right.
Well, this is my hometown. This is my town.
Yeah.
And I want to work to make it come back.
Yeah.
Whereas you all want to give it to the county and let the county take over. You think your county's gonna access it now?
Why don't we let the people decide in the fall? If they
Why
want to
don't-
keep the town.
Why
the
don't we
people-
not?
So
I say take it off totally.
Procedurally, can we get some clarification on it? Is your motion to
My
table it till
motion
next
is to
January?
table it till next year, or why can't we even drop it altogether?
So your motion is to withdraw it from the agenda completely?
Withdraw it from the agenda.
Can I ask, can I
Because,
ask a
then
question?
we need a
Just
second,
wait a moment.
then we need a second on that, and then you all can discuss. I
So,
just wanna make sure
okay.
we're, for the purposes
So
of
you
creating a
drop it
record,
from the agenda.
we're clear as to what we're doing.
So this council cannot decide what the next council does. And the next council will start in January. So the furthest this can be delayed would be through the end of this year.
I think our motion was to take it off the agenda entirely.
And that's just this month.
To be
No,
honest,
okay.
it would be easier procedurally if it just moves to a vote, and then that way, if you have the votes to take it off the agenda, the vote for disincorporation fails. If you don't have the votes, the vote for disincorporation fails.
Yeah. That would be.
But you all can,
Yes.
I just wanna make sure we're not creating a muddled record.
So we have a
Okay.
substitute motion to take it off the agenda this month. Or you could table it till next year. Just, which one are you wanting to do?
Let's table it till next year.
Okay. We have a motion to table the item disincorporation till next year. That's the substitute motion. Do we have a second? We do have a second for that. Now we can have discussion.
Well, just like I said, I was born and raised here, I'm gonna fight for the town, gonna fight for it being, to be incorporated. That's what it's been all these years, and if you all think the county's gonna come in and help us get these grants, get this help, I mean, yeah, I think there's a misconception that if the town is, is disincorporated, that, you know, that Greg Whitaker, when he was here, made the statement of, you know, just get rid of the charter for a few years and then get it back, and that way we can build things up. That's not how it works. There's not gonna be anybody here working to build it up. I mean, are you all gonna come and do grants when the county takes over? Question, any of you all, are you gonna work on grants?
If that's gonna go to Wise.
Okay, the bigger question is, do the people really want to continue paying taxes for what the town of Pound offers them? That is the bigger question. And so it's not that good things aren't happening at Town Hall, it's just that the people, especially with the higher assessments, which means higher taxes on the town level, and then also with the projected increase in county taxes, they said it'll probably go up at least 15 cents on $100. Plus, do people want to pay to rebuild a crumbling infrastructure, where we're at right now being a $500,000 project? And so do the people want to take that responsibility? And I do not think they do. That's my opinion.
You think they
There's-
do? There's
I don't think
we've
they do.
already confirmed that there's grants out there with regard to taking care of the building, if that's what you're referring to. We've already confirmed that.
But what if people just want to not pay the taxes, and they just want to be a community?
I think
Instead of
that's what
incorporated town.
you're putting it out there, that they're gonna be an untaxed community, which is
Yeah.
not correct.
That's
I mean,
what I
they're
said.
still, no, let me finish. That's what you
They're
read
still
on,
gonna get, they're still
from what
gonna,
we've heard.
they're still gonna get taxes from the county. What you're not telling people is that the county can create a special tax district,
If we're in debt.
and doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. In debt, out of debt, it doesn't matter. They can create a special tax district that would charge the people of Pound more than what everybody else in the county.
They can do that. Can they do that as we're incorporated too? They can do that with anybody.
No, they don't change our taxes.
No, but
Be
they
it
can
in
raise
their
their taxes for us anytime.
And I'm sorry, you're supposed to be running the meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I am.
I believe they could do that through the agreement that we're talking about.
Exactly. We will find it in the
Is
agreement.
that right?
If we unincorporate.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they could
Yes.
say, well, if you have all this debt and
Right,
you're actually a big
right.
liability,
Right.
we will agree to do this, but we're gonna tax your citizens at whatever rate that they think would be.
Right.
That's what we're just asking.
I just wanna make sure
You're
it's
gonna be
20%.
taxed.
That's why we're asking the county, what
Exactly.
would your agreement
That is
be?
correct.
To see, well, is it a rumor out there that we're gonna have to be in a special tax district, but the county doesn't have to put us in a tax district, and I've been told they won't unless we have debt. And if we go into $500,000 debt, they would have to put us in a tax
And you
district.
got that from who?
A member of the board of supervisors.
Oh, okay.
So let's see what the supervisors will offer us if we disincorporate, and then we can vote to go to public hearing with it, or vote to kill it. There's nothing wrong with seeing what the Board of Supervisors will offer the town of Pound to disincorporate.
You make it sound like we're selling a new car or something. Let's see what they'll offer.
Well, we're shutting down town hall,
Yeah,
which
it's a
means we're
buffer
no longer
block.
paying employees to be at town hall. So, you know, we are not
You're
getting rid
right.
of the community, we're
And
getting rid of
they
town
have
hall.
no police coverage. There'll be no in-town police coverage. You'll rely on the county.
just gonna be
And per
them
your,
to buy
my
new
discussion with you,
fix
people are gonna
supplies,
take up arms and
do
protect
whatever.
themselves, but you're not taking into account that the drug dealer at the end of the street will
They're
also
already
be able to
dead.
take up those
Well,
arms.
the drug dealer at the end of the street is
I
legal
sit
now.
here, I sit here on a daily basis and watch these people
Now, what do you
winding
think
up
they
at the
do then?
Y, and by the time they get to my house, they're going 55, 60 miles an hour.
Well, let the people decide, do I
Yeah.
want police coverage and pay taxes, or do I not?
was talking about up there.
You just let the people decide, there's nothing wrong with letting the people go. The Board of Supervisors is not gonna give us this land adjustment until we put to rest any talk of disincorporation. And so let's see, you could be running this year, you can run, let's vote no, let's vote leave. And we can let the people decide once and for all.
You know, I'm not about a popularity contest, and that's the games you wanna play. You know, I'm here to help, right, to do something good. You know, it doesn't hurt my feelings if people don't like me, because they think I'm short, or they think I'm terse, or whatever they think, you know.
Why don't the mayor
I'm
just
here
stay
to
here?
accomplish something.
Well, and I'm not saying that what you're doing isn't positive for the town. What I'm saying is, do the people, are they willing to pay taxes to have the benefits that you're trying to bring into the town? And the feedback I get is with the higher assessments, with the county wanting to go higher on taxes, no. The feedback you're getting is, yes, they do. And so this is simply going to the county and asking the questions such as, will there be a special tax district? It's a rumor right now, but if we go to the county and get this agreement, we will know for certain exactly what it entails.
It's not about a rumor, it is about they have the opportunity. They can do whatever they
Yeah,
want.
and they will put in this agreement, which will be agreed to by the council and by the county if we move forward, whether or not we'll be in a special tax district or we will not.
You know, you have tried to get rid of this charter from the very first day that you stepped on council. Very first day. Yep. You know, you're not here to help the town, you're here to destroy it.
I'm here to represent the taxpayers.
You're here to destroy the town. And
I'm here to represent the
I think
taxpayers.
that's evident in the fact that from the time you came onto council, things have gone downhill. That's a lot of years ago. It's been a steady decline.
And what I've realized,
We finally have an incline, and you work even harder to destroy it. That's just my opinion.
what I realized soon after I got on council is that through the discounted sewer and water rates, the people of the town of Pound actually paid less than the people in the county. When the water and sewer were taken away from us, there's no real benefit to being in town, except having double taxes.
That was under your watch.
It was, and
And
if you
part
remember
of-
those votes, I was not in the majority on most of those votes.
Part of what created that situation was the fact that nobody was willing to say, you know, our water and sewer system's going downhill, and
You're
we have
correct.
to do something.
You're correct.
And
You know, nobody was applying for the grants, nobody was saying the citizens are gonna have to pay a little bit more. Now they're doubling.
That information was held very close at hand by certain members of this council and
Let it go and sign
management
it off,
time.
is what you all do.
Call for the question.
Okay, there is a call for the question. On the substitute motion to table the item of disincorporation until next January. Can we have a roll call vote for the substitute motion?
Hawthorne,
No,
Hall,
No.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Mullins,
Yes.
Powers.
You can chuckle.
I chuckled just a little. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, and the substitute motion does not pass. Now we move on to the original motion. Do I do discussion, or do we just vote? Is there any discussion on the
Anybody
original
wants to
motion?
discuss it further?
If there's anyone who wants to discuss it further. Could you repeat the
I'll
original,
repeat
could the
it.
clerk repeat the original motion, please?
Hold on just a second. try my best. I like the reporter when I'm doing minutes. So Hawthorne makes a motion to have our town attorney to speak to Wise County Attorney of the terms in which Wise would accept us and disincorporate the town of Pound.
Would accept us back into the county and disincorporate the town of Pound. And this is not a vote on disincorporation, it's simply seeing, for instance, whether or not the county would put us in a special tax district. That's just all it is, it's informational only.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Hawthorne,
Yes?
Hall,
Yeah.
Kennedy,
No.
Mullins,
No.
Powers.
Yes.
And the motion passes. We move on to item number 16, VT Appalachian Futures Lab. Is there any
So-
discussion on that?
So, because of our association with Virginia Tech, Pound was chosen to participate in the Appalachian Futures Lab through the School of Architecture at VT. They will be here next week. Total of 16 people, the professor along with 15 students. They will be looking at the buildings, assessing the buildings. There will be a community meeting on that Wednesday, I believe. It's posted, in which the businesses and people will be able to come in and tell these students what they would like to see and move forward from there.
This is a week from tomorrow.
Does it need a motion? Do you have a motion? It's just information. Okay. Well, we move on to other business, and then we have the meeting times. Is there a motion to set the meeting times?
Third,
2020.
Third Tuesday, 6:30 PM.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
And,
Go ahead.
keeping the meeting here at Town Hall?
At Town Hall.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Can we have a roll call vote of that, please?
Hawthorne,
Yes?
Hall,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Mullins,
Yes.
Powers.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other business?
Absolutely. So the, you're gonna have to help me, Tony. What's your all's,
National Fish and Game Association and Families.
okay, so their property runs adjacent to the property on the Red Fox Trail that was earmarked for the, campsites. Since that is a dead issue, the Game and Hunt Club would like the property. I am making the motion that we give them the property for the price of $1. The town has gotten our money out of it and then some with what we got to keep off of the VOF grant. The money was money that Debbie Hill raised to begin with. If we're not gonna do anything with it, they might as well have it. They don't have hunts up there, so it shouldn't be a problem with anybody that's up there.
One of the things I'd like to say, we partnered with Debbie through the Pine Mountain Naturalist. There's a mouse group, there's butterfly groups, there's the school that we're using, the club that Aaron Mullins is now running up there. March the 13th, we now have the Virginia State Hunt, which has never been held in Wise County or even close to here. Right now, he is committed to over 200 dogs that'll be here for March 13th, 14th, and 15th. That's that many people that's gonna spend money in this town, and who else is gonna bring that much into here just off of that? And then we have the hunts. We're gonna do things for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. We do donations through that. We do children's hunts. We do hunts for the terminally ill children that's got cancer, spina bifida. We do deer hunts and things for them. So we're involved in a lot of things that a lot of you guys probably don't realize that's went on. One other thing I would like to say, I know there was a little confusion. I know Lieber, you and you all were at the meeting when we were at the Board of Supervisors, and we discussed a key being given to the town if that went through before. And I think that got thrown out of whack, because Mr. Hall wanted to look at the property, wanted to do, and I think things, they were following my instructions. They weren't trying to be hateful, because I told them, I said, you give somebody the key, because if you give keys to everybody in town, you won't have a town hall in a month. Same way with our building. You have to limit it to that. And I just want to say, I apologize for any confusion. I wish somebody would call me. I'd been more than happy to went up and walk with anybody that wanted to go. And I think, like I said, that you all, we were at the meeting, and that was the agreement that y'all had to keep.
Well, the thing about Debbie Hill, she lied to start with, to me, and I don't put up with that crap.
Well, we have a motion. Is there a second to the
I
motion?
second it.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any discussion?
Have a public hearing on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, when did the vice mayor know about them wanting to do this?
Debbie reached out to me a little while ago.
Okay,
I don't
so
know how long.
this is an item of such import that I think it should have been on the agenda as its own item. And so I would make a motion to table this till next month, so we can kind of digest this thing and maybe get some charts or something, and then deal with it next month.
Which,
I would amend my motion to have a public hearing next month to sell the property for the $1 to the fishing hut.
Well, I've made a motion, so if there's no second, then you can
So he has made a substitute motion. Is that correct?
I just want to table it till next
Yeah,
month,
you made a substitute motion to table it.
just a motion to table.
Okay, motion to table it. We had a second. Is there, do you have discussion on substitutes? Yeah,
no.
no.
Should I say one more?
I mean, y'all can go ahead.
We are voting.
We got these.
Sir, we are voting.
I'm sorry.
We will,
Excuse me.
yeah, we'll have public comment here in a moment. Is there's any more discussion from the council?
I would like for our attorney to look over this. For instance, I remember we had like vehicles, like police vehicles. You have to go through a process where you have to have like a closed bidding and things like that, just to make sure that we're doing things right with this property before we just jump and do this and then come back to hurt us later.
I mean, did you
I'm
want to
gonna let
recognize
him,
him?
yes,
Yeah,
you
okay.
can go ahead,
Yeah,
say
go
what
ahead.
you're gonna say.
Okay, and part of the property, when you look at that, the access you have to it and the right of way is through me.
Right.
Okay.
If you sell the property, it's really, really hard to sell the property without a right of way.
And I am inclined to give it to you. I want the attorney to do it the right way.
The other thing that I would say into that is I have to go through the National Forest Department, which I have a right of way through them that I pay on a yearly basis. We will have to extend to do that to the other property. But if I've got 200 dogs in here March the 13th, I don't have enough parking out there without being able to open that gate and use that property out through there. So we're gonna run people off.
And that could be another motion to let them utilize the property, for so many months until we decide this
You
officially.
have to go through National Forest, and I have to tell them I own the property, or they're not gonna give me a permit just to say, okay, I'm gonna drive through.
Or that we have an agreement with you. Would that work if we had a lease agreement for 6 months and then you could buy it after that?
If National Forest will work with me, I don't know if they will without me saying I have the property on the other
A
side.
license agreement might work for their purposes, giving him license to come
Yeah,
along.
and then we just figure out how we need to do this thing. That's just-
As far, and to your point about allowing time to look into, I mean, my only operative question would be, do we own it? And I believe this is the deed that we worked with on the deed of dedication, same boundaries, same.
Yes, and they're willing
So, I
to
mean,
take the property knowing that,
It actually touches our property.
right,
So, I
they're
mean-
willing to take that property knowing that deed of dedication is there and that it has to be made available to the public.
Because, I mean, I'm familiar with the property, I don't need any time to look into anything, it's up to the council whether or not they want to sell it. I can do the deed if you do, if the public hearing goes through, the vote goes through, if y'all want to do it next month, month after, up to you.
So we have a substitute motion, or a motion on the table.
Table it
That has been
next
seconded.
month.
To table it to next month to be put on the agenda. Is there any more, we have a second, is there any more discussion on that? Okay.
Second.
Can we- Go ahead.
For March 13th, that ain't too far away. If we don't get this resolved, can we use that property for parking?
That would be up to the council, we can discuss that here in a second.
The problem will be getting the permit to go through the
Right.
National Forest gate without owning the property on the other side.
Which it sounds like the council's agreeable if, even if the property's not sold, to giving you something as long as it
Yeah.
will work too. So I mean, we can discuss with National Forest if maybe a license agreement would work or some type, basically a lease giving you the right to use the property for a specific purpose, if that would be sufficient.
Okay. We have a motion. Can we have a roll call vote of that motion?
Hawthorne,
Yes?
Paul,
Are we voting?
Yes.
We table it till next month.
Yeah.
Kennedy,
No, we've already been shut down using the property. I don't see the point in taking it.
Mullins,
No.
Howard,
You're in the hot seat tonight, aren't you?
I'm gonna have to say yes.
Okay. And substitute motion passes. Table till next month. And can you restate your question?
We'll just like this,
Okay, we have
So-
public comment here in a second.
Can we give, Kevin, can we give them a use permit or whatever so they can have their dog hunt?
Yeah, you said that's March 19th?
13th.
Yeah, we would be able to grant them.
National Forest is gonna say, you're using a piece of property, we're not gonna give you a permit, permanent permit,
Right.
right away through this park. See, I've got a permit, that building was built in 1972. We had to get a permit in 1972 to travel National Forest, to get to our property. This is gonna be the same way. When I go to ask them, I wanna just go out there to a piece of property and on the other end, they said, well, you own it? No, I don't own it. I said, well, why are we gonna give you a permit to travel this if you don't own the property?
And if they would with either like a lease agreement or license agreement, something from the town that is written and agreed to that you have the right to use the property or access it, do you think that they would then allow you to?
You were talking about dealing with the government.
So it'd have to be ownership.
Yeah, not just the county.
Okay. Is there any other discussion about this?
I don't understand the big deal about what you wanna look into.
The thing is, we were not told that anybody wanted to have this property before the meeting.
Oh, so you Well, didn't, Debbie, you didn't know about
Debbie
it.
mentioned it last week, and I apologize that I didn't get it on the agenda. A lot of things go on here in a week, a lot of things.
And we should be in the loop in here. Yeah.
I would love for you to be included more. We're generally open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Come on down.
That is what the manager is hired to do, is to keep things running at town hall.
Okay, is there any more discussion about any more other business?
Do we want to give him any permission to have the dogs on that property?
Is there a motion?
Which that's something that I suppose, are you 100% sure would not work?
I'm 99%, yeah.
That's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
So I don't know if it's
I've
worth
dealt
the
with
trouble.
the government, these permits. I'll tell you what, we got a little bit like, this 3-year-old that has kidney cancer, had to have one of the kidneys taken out. We deal with the state on this. He tried to do a hunt for them.
They go get picked, they go get that hunt.
And
You got 30 days for that hunt.
he was 8 days out, and you want
If
these
he's 8
8
days
days?
out, they will give us permit to have a person.
They would not let him
And
raise
it was
money.
just to raise money for the family, they would not, that's
That's
all
all
they
I
do.
have to deal with.
Well, if you're leasing the property, it seems like that would be the same legal rights as if you own the property. We gave you a 3-month lease while we decided to, in the process for selling the land.
What they're gonna say is they're not gonna go through the process,
But I mean,
to fool.
Well, let's hear it
you're
from them
trying
first.
you're trying to maneuver it till it suits you.
No, let's
Yeah.
just,
We're trying to do things
we
right.
don't want to be like the
Well, we wanna be right too.
We'll
in
get
a
it
lot
on the
of
agenda
stuff.
next time.
So-
We'll discuss it.
Guys, we do this for kids, we do this for the
Yeah.
school, we do this for the churches, anybody that wants to come up there, if you wanna have a family reunion, we just replumbed it, we just, done, water filters, we're putting in heating and cooling in this building and stuff. It's a good place to take kids, you're up off the road, like they ride horses, they ride bikes, the people up there all the time. And this would just add to what we got, what we're gonna do, this young man,
I've been having hunts of her, none of y'all probably know, but they were up there all this year.
Yeah,
And we averaged probably 35, 40 dollars every time we had a hunt.
it's
We've
good.
had 3 each.
and this.
And they ever want to come out there and camp, spend money, gas, eat, subway, down here.
I agree.
There's a lot, they bring a lot of money. to
I
town.
agree, just go ahead and give it to him.
It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all, that's paperwork.
Is there any more other business? Okay, there's a time of public comment. Anyone from the audience would like to get up and speak? Now is your opportunity.
Did you not have a comment? This gentleman.
Oh, I just had a question, so I was just clarifying, I was asking you.
Can you state your name
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whether you live in or out of town?
Yes, Eddie Mullins, here on Church Street in Poundville. So that was a question I had, so I've just heard bits and pieces of this incorporation. So is this the first time that we're asking the county to look at something? This is the first time we're asking them, though, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. I
As far as I know.
That's what I was trying to get clarification on to see, so. And as, one that has lived here my whole life and in the county, growing up in Dixon County, but living here for a number of years, I just want to look at all the options on the table. That's what I wanted to see. So I would be interested in seeing what does the county have for us, because, you know, we do want, so, being someone that is local and being here, we want to see all the options that are there. We've had some concerns, complaints, and I've talked to Lee, she knows some of the things that I'm concerned about, and I appreciate her listening to me, when she comes by the house. The slide is one, you know, it's affecting my property value. Of course, I don't want to pay more with my value being up on taxes, but if I were to sell, that slide right now is affecting my property value by about $20,000. And I called them last week, and they still haven't taken that mark off, because I guess they're saying that it's not finished up there.
You know, unfortunately, in that situation, we are on FEMA's time.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have a conference call scheduled with them to try and push them to go ahead and approve it.
Yeah.
But we've been at this for 2 years.
Yeah. And I
2 years
appreciate
trying to
that.
get them to approve the plans.
Yeah.
So,
And I do, I know Lakeland's been up there looking at it, and I appreciate her doing that. But it is a problem that we have, and we continue to have problems with water, not as much as when we had, when we first moved in there. Every weekend, we'd have someone come to our house, and every weekend, the water would be messed up or cut off or something, and some issues and things there. So it would be good for us to look at all the options. So I encourage the council, all the council, to look at all options. I don't know, I'm right in the middle, I don't know what would be best for the town. I don't know what would be best for me or what I want, but I want to know all the options. So I do encourage you all to look at all the options as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who'd like to get up and give a comment?
Here.
Eddie may have left a paper there.
It's just agendas, that's
Balance report. Angela Barnett, 11529 Newport Road, and I'm out of the corporation, so I don't really have a horse in this race. But the question comes to my mind, if you approach the county about this disincorporation, and they paint a rosy picture of what they're gonna offer, what's to say the county's gonna stand by that? I mean, we might not, you know, might not be no better off than what we are. I mean, look at the issues the county's having their own self, you know.
They're in the hole, we're not. They're way in the hole.
So, you know, what's to say, you know, they might tell us one thing that they're gonna offer and then not uphold that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's the reason they have this process. You know, the same person from the Board of Supervisors was talking to me about this and said, well, y'all just approve this disincorporation and then we'll work out the agreement. I said, no, the process is you get the agreement first, and then once that agreement is made, we either agree to it or don't agree to it. And then if we agree to it, it's put before the voters. And so we want to have in writing exactly what the county is and is not going to do. And that's exactly the concern I had and I expressed.
Well, you know, like I say, it doesn't matter to me, you know, but, you know, I just hope that the people that do live in town, I hope that they make the right decision.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Anyone else who'd like to get up and give a comment? Please state your name, whether you live in or out of the town.
What do you need?
Just your name and whether you live in or out of town for the record.
I'm Sandy Anderson. I'm living out of the I live corporation, but I have property in the corporation. I was raised, like most of the other people, I was raised here, and I lived away for several years, but I came back, And I'm just really upset, and I mean upset, that you all want to corporation is. You need to go back and get the history of Pound being one of the first ones to be incorporated, is that right?
We were the
No, we were
last
the
one.
last one to be incorporated, but we were the first community.
First community, okay. But anyway, I just, and then to not go with this gentleman to help him, I'm just really upset with the way things are going here. And, I just don't, if you're gonna have something like that, you need to have people come in here and have a town hearing. You know, you're going behind doors. Those people go, they're behind their door and they're saying, oh, we're not gonna support it. They're not gonna support Standard Capital. Every business, just about every business in this town right now is owned by people that were not raised and helped build this place. So you're gonna get that from them. And, I just think that they need to come forward, face everybody, and, explain themselves.
There would be a public hearing if we move forward.
Well, would you require that they be here and attend it?
You can't force anybody to be here, but it would be advertised.
How come they don't come to any of the council meetings?
Because
Good
he
question.
can tell you what they
I mean, it's just, I'm floored by all this, I really am. And I think you all need to probably be in prayer with this stuff, and I think you need to praise the council. And the Lord, the Holy Spirit will give you the decision that needs to be made. But you gotta work it.
Amen.
So,
You gotta want help.
got you, buddy.
Thank you for your comment. Is there anyone else who'd like to get up and give a comment?
Yeah, but I ain't getting up.
Go ahead.
Well, take the town. This is the oldest town there, the first town in Pound. And y'all wanna do something wrong with it? I know it's pitiful. It don't have a lot of income right now. But you give it to Wise, our taxes are gonna go with their taxes. We're gonna be raised up higher because they're gonna have to come over here and stuff, hire more people and stuff. You think they're gonna settle for that? The people don't understand all that either. Now, I've lived here all my life and stuff. I was raised here, born here and stuff. But now, I tell you, when you start messing with Wise, they in debt over their heels. I found out they in debt for the sidewalks that they got fixed. They had to have redone. $3,000 they're gonna have to come up with. They in debt with it. So what do you think they're gonna do to us if they take us in? They're gonna fix theirs, phooey on y'all. Y'all just a bunch of low people down here. What y'all gonna do afterwards? You can't make us back up and pay it. They're gonna do us in. I tell you, Wise is for Wise. And that's it. They're for Wise all the way around. I don't care. You look at right now, they're building the thing out there, just put stuff up on the bulletin board. Our funeral home used to be the funeral home. Out there at the other place, building a wall thing there for that. Cause of the college. You think they're gonna fool with us? No. They're gonna throw us to the dogs, and y'all gonna let them do it. If y'all
Welcome
vote that
home
way.
SMRs.
And stuff. I hate to do it, boys, but hey, I can't read and write, and I'll tell you right now. I've worked over in Wise long enough to watch them, new trucks, new everything. Who do you think them people will get you that? From the college. Do you think the college is gonna help us? No, like I said, Pound is a ghost town, and y'all gonna have it. They ain't gonna care enough about our sidewalks, cause they're gonna say, we don't have the money. Where'd the money go? Well, I fixed to pay their debts off. Pound, you all just suffer this way you don't have. And that's where it's gonna bounce, boys. I hate to tell you all.
I'm glad you can see the future.
Thank you for your comment.
That's it.
Is there anyone else who'd like to get up and give a comment?
They're not gonna do a thing for Pound, I'm sorry.
No, they
And
ain't.
they owe more money right now than you.
I don't
Look
know.
at that
I've
few
not
trucks they got right
heard
after that
anything
water
about
line and
None
stuff.
of these towns Only thing I know that we are not getting anything for our tax dollars.
Yeah, you are.
What are we getting?
You have streetlights, you
I
have,
have
this-
you have,
this back in
and I'm
this
sorry,
building?
you have streetlights, you have a police department, we pay part of the fire department bills. We have our street guy, who do you think mows all this? We have no debt.
Was there a clarification on, I was reading all the minutes here, and it says about the talking to the sheriff, or the, chief talking to the county, Commonwealth attorney about the pot shops, and then was there clarification on that issue?
You need to talk to the chief.
Okay. Okay, that's, okay, all right.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay.
Motion.
Okay, is there a second?
So moved.
Second.
We got a second. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Hawthorne,
Yes.
Yes.
Hall, Kennedy,
Yes.
Mullins,
Of course.
Powers.
Yeah.
We're out of session.
Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, will be bad. Can you get up? Did you call the county OC? What'd they say?
Didn't get nobody. He was in the meeting.
Do you know Will Wright?
I don't know Will Wright.
Okay.
He's a preacher.
Yeah, I've heard he's a preacher.
He said he wanted me at the trash can.
I texted Jackie Gardner, and then he was sitting up there talking earlier, and he said, I've got him in mind, but it ain't happening quickly. I wish he was at convenience. Don, listen, your personality, we need somebody like you at convenience, because you have to deal with people all day long.
Well, driving that bus, you deal
Well,
with
you would
people
too,
all
yeah.
day long too.
That's true. You want me to speak to you, Jim?
I don't care.
I will
think
speak to you, Jim.
he's put in an application. They did an interview with him. They did the interview the same day. So if you could talk to that Mitch Elliott and put in a good word for Dawn.